As I Lay Dying frontman Tim Lambesis pled not guilty to charges of soliciting murder against his estranged wife Megan on Thursday at North San Diego Superior Court in California. Deputy District Attorney Claudia Grasso painted a bleak picture for Lambesis, saying that she has an actual tape of him talking with a police informant, identified as Red, who took an envelope from Lambesis containing $1,000 in cash, photos of his wife, her address and codes to get through the security gates of her home, and a list of dates that would work because he would have their 3 adopted children with him as an alibi. Anthony Salerno, defense attorney for Lambesis, said that the charges were a lot heavier initially, with the consequences being life in jail.
He was arrested for conspiracy to commit murder, which carries a life sentence, as well as being booked for soliciting murder. I won't necessarily get too deep in the weeds on on the law surrounding conspiracy, but I came to believe very strongly that there's absolutely no way that he could be even charged with conspiracy, much less convicted of it. And had some. One of the first things I did was to reach out directly to the DA that was assigned to the case, and had some conversations with her. And she, in fact, did decide that Tim ought not to be charged with conspiracy, which was a big victory because that took a potential life sentence off the table before he was even charged. That's something that jumped out at me right away, that I needed to do that early intervention, so we did that.
He also said originally Tim was being held without bail until he was able to intervene.
At the point Tim was first arrested, the Sheriff's Department asked for and received permission to hold him with no bail. Got that permission from a judge, and I knew that was well in excess of what the bail schedule in San Diego County calls for. So my next order of business was to try to see what we could do to get that bail. Well, first of all, to get him bail, and then to get it set as low as possible. That, of course, was what the bail hearing was about yesterday. I was a little bit disappointed. I thought the bail should have been much lower. The scheduled amount for the charge that he ultimately has now is just $250,000, and in fact, the scheduled amount for even solicitation to commit murder is $1 million, and the judge set it at $3 million. But so a little disappointed that it was that high. On the other hand, the judge or the DA was asking that the bail continued to be set at no bail whatsoever, and then she said, somewhat, I thought, kind of over the top, but said as a backup, then it ought to be set at $20 million. I think the fact that an earlier judge had said no bail kind of must have influenced our judge, and that's where he set the $3 million. So right now, the game plan is to try to work on getting Tim out at that $3 million, or possibly to seek to have it lowered.
Salerno still is yet to be provided with the evidence that prosecutors have, but he said that it might be a case of entrapment by the undercover officer.
And I would anticipate myself asking for quite a bit of additional discovery, particularly on this person I strongly suspect is a snitch and is an informant for the police and was really creating this whole scenario and sort of setting Tim up. I believe there's a good probability he may be a police informant, and that information is only available, internally with the police department, or in this case, the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, and through the DA's office. That's something that I'm going to have to explore as well.
Salerno said there was something very coincidental about Lambesis' wife's brother being a San Diego County Sheriff's deputy, but he stopped short at the point of making any accusations.
There's one other element to this too, which is I don't want to start to make accusations on this one unless I have some more information, but I will point out that Tim's wife's brother, I understand, is a San Diego County Sheriff's deputy, and I think I would be remiss if I didn't fully explore that, because that is a little bit, it's at the bare minimum very coincidental, and it may be more than that.
Tim remains in custody and has to come up with $3 million in bail money. Upon making bail, he will be ordered to stay away from his wife and children, to surrender his passport, and to remain in San Diego County except for meetings with his legal team. He must also submit to GPS monitoring. A readiness hearing for Lambesis has been set for June 10th, and a preliminary hearing is scheduled for July 10th.